7 ways in which you can go from being in a scarcity mindset to abundance mindset. From going from worrying about where the next pound, where the next piece of business, where the next lead is coming from, through to having more leads than you can possibly manage and a business that is going to help you to move forward, scale and grow. So in the Academy, we like to share wins and we like to share challenges as a means to keep moving forward. And in our regular weekly post around share your this week's win, I often ask the question of, well, how did you do it? Because one of the things that you need to focus on when you're looking for more success as a financial services professional and business owner is when you have a win, you need to celebrate it, but you also need to reverse engineer it and say, how did I make this possible? And how could I replicate it? Because when you understand the mechanics behind what got you here, you can then start to repurpose and reuse that in order to be able to keep getting results. Blimey, O'Reilly, talk about spit over my own words and trip over my own teeth. So how do you move from worrying about business to going to being super, super busy? Well, this is coming from Tony Steele. And I've looked at the seven things he spoke about, put a little bit of my influence on him as well. And it's often what I've spoken about many times on the podcast and on my live video trainings and on my YouTube channel before. But number one is about getting more organized. And I've spoken about chunking time before, mapping out the things that you need to do on a Sunday in terms of your goal setting and then structuring your day in order to be able to get more results. Because once you're more organized and you're able to chunk your time and do specific tasks at specific times on specific days, you become more effective and more efficient. What is it they say about a busy fool? And it's impossible to multitask effectively and efficiently. But as soon as your day becomes more organized, you get more efficient. And when you get more efficient, your time is managed better. We've all got only a finite amount of time in a day. And I've spoken about before, your ability as a business owner and financial services professional is to create time so that you can focus on your superpowers, so that you can make sure you get way more done in a day. And you do that through, first of all, getting yourself organized, then leveraging to other people in order to be able to make sure that you keep moving forward, developing, improving, and growing. The second thing is about your vision of where you want your company to go. The first thing that I look at when people join my academy is, what's your vision? And the academy is a membership, it's not a course. It's a method of continuing to keep improving and developing like you would your gym. It's a constant journey and a constant way to keep moving forward. And your vision in terms of where you want the company to go, once you understand that and you get clear on that, it enables you to prioritize. Thanks, Johnny. Enables you to prioritize and enables you to be able to understand what are the most important things that you need to do now in order to get to over there. I'm a big fan of setting a 12-month plan, a goal. Where do I want to be in 12 months' time? So then you can break that down into 90-day goals and actually look at how you can keep moving forward and how you can continue to keep taking action. Marginal gains over the course of a year incrementally add up to a lot. You don't wake up one day and lose a stone. You wake up and lose a pound. You wake up and lose a pound and a half. You wake up and you lose nothing. But over the course of a 10, 12, 15 week period, you lose a stone. That's the way in which you build your business, is incremental goals and prioritizing the most important things. More often than not, I'm working with one of my mentees at the moment, Antonio, and I sat down with him and he had so many things that he wants to do to the business. And then we started to chunk them down and we started to look at what is the priority. And in changing one thing, it would have a knock-on impact to 7 or 8 other things in the business. The team, the organization, the making sure that all the advisors are following the same system and process. So what's the thing that you can do to move the dial the most? And more often than not, it's the compound effect over time that gets you more results. The third thing is understanding to prioritize your social media. Marketing is one of the biggest things I talk about, I teach and I train. And when you understand that Doing 1 post a day is good. Getting to 2 posts a day, getting to 3 posts a day, doing a video a week, starting to do live videos, doing 2 videos a week. Every social media channel is different. And the algorithm, the matrix, if you want to imagine it as, is different per social media channel. The time of day that you have, that you post makes a big difference. The length of your video, the length of the content, whether it's 200 words or 500 words. All of these components make a big difference to your results from your market social media efforts, which is why anybody can do it, but very few get results from it. So when you start prioritizing social media, the thing to do as well is, if you run out of the blocks, sprinting straight from the off, you're going to run out of energy very, very quickly. Social media is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about finding the level at which you can be consistent with, because the algorithm rewards you for that, and maintaining that level of consistency. Because equally, if you start getting 20 leads now and you continue to do that, you're going to reach capacity very, very quickly. But as I do when anybody joins Active Mortgage, my brokerage, and I talk to my mentees, you start off just looking at getting 1 lead a day. You get that going for a period of time, because in 2-3 months, that person that you spoke to way back when is going to come back to you with documentation wanting to move forward. So consistency wins. And it's not about plateauing, it's just about having that minimum standard of performance that you can adhere to. Occasionally, you might be a bit more inspired, or something might happen in the industry or in the market that enables you to do even more content. But you need to have that priority around social media first. It's not going anywhere, and you need to be on the bandwagon. The 4th thing is about asking your clients for referrals. And I think it's vital that you don't just do it when the service is completed. Now, a big thing I teach is making sure that you ask for the referral, for example, at the point of mortgage offer. But how many clients do you actually speak to that get value from the initial first conversation that you have? You send them on their merry way without a review or a testimonial for your business. You're not charging them for that service, but to turn around and say, did you get value from this conversation? Yeah, I did. It's been really helpful. I'll come back to you in 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Well, could you do me a quick favor? Just dive over to my Facebook, dive over to my website and leave me a review of the service. That's going to bring new clients, new leads. That's going to help you to have more business and to keep putting your business out there. It's much better for your clients to sing your praises than you keep singing your praises. You are only as good as the results that your clients get. In the same way as a coach and a mentor, I'm only as good as the results that my clients achieve, which is why I'm so focused on helping them, and you, if you're watching this or listening to this, get results. The 5th thing, talking about focus. The 5th thing is focusing. And it's focusing on actually what brings the money into the business. Your superpowers, as I like to call them. You know, the things that only you can do in the business that no one else can. No one else can do this live video podcast episode. Nobody else can be on the video in the content. But once I've done this, my team can take it and turn it into 7 images, or turn it into a 7-stage blog post, for example, and they can get it transcribed and used my exact words. So what is the thing that only you can do? And what are the things focusing on bringing in the pounds? Because if you're doing administration and you're doing lower value tasks, you're probably not very good at them, particularly if you're in sales. But actually leveraging those to somebody else is going to get you more results going forward. The 6th thing is about your mindset and your positivity. And once you understand that, once you're more positive, you know, even in the aspirations of in the values of Active Mortgage, we are aspirational, we are positive, we are prepared, and we are personal. They are the values within our business. I want positive team, I want positive clients, and I want solutions, not problems. Because once you have a more positive attitude and a mindset, and you set yourself up for success before every first appointment, you will carry that into the conversations that you have. You will carry that into the language that you use, into your sales pitch, into pitching your fees, your services, your charges, whatever it might well be. And that actually makes it easier for you to convert business. That makes it easier for you to get more business over the line, because people want to deal with positive people. If your circle of influence, you know, the 5 people that you hang around with the most, if you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with the most. I think it was either Brian Tracy or Dale Carnegie that said that. And if you are hanging around with negative people, then you are naturally going to be more negative. But when you become more positive, that has an influence on your circle, on the people that you surround yourself with, and then you start to get more results. And when you start to get more results, what happens? The 7th thing, your confidence levels grow up. You need to constantly be working on your confidence. And much like I said to Tony, who inspired this episode, it's like a footballer or a sports person who doesn't win, or footballer who doesn't score. They go through a drought. Their confidence is down. They don't train as well. They're not as efficient. They're not as organized. They don't prioritize as much. But all of these building blocks and all of this assessment process impact your confidence and your positivity. But once you score, you then start to get more results. Your confidence then grows. You then become more positive. And it's like a virtuous cycle. Because then once you're becoming more positive, more money goes into your bank, you then become more efficient, you're then able to afford to delegate and leverage, which focuses you even more on your superpowers, which means that you get more referrals, which means you're dealing with more leads. You then feel better about going out on social media because you start to get more feedback, and everything starts to work. And it's just about having that positive mindset from the off. And it's starting to break down those 7 areas in which you can begin to get more results from your day-to-day in your business. And more often than not, you overlook some of the minor things. You focus too much on the bigger picture rather than actually just focusing on the 1% marginal gains and the minimum standards of performance. So let me recap on the 7 things for you. Is number 1 is get more organized. So there's 7 ways in which you can go from being quiet, without leads, to busy, more leads than you can possibly manage. Number 1, get more organized because you'll become more efficient in your day. Number 2, have a vision in terms of where you want your company to go and know where you are going, so therefore you can prioritize what is most important for you to keep moving forward. Number 3, focus on social media marketing. It's a free service. You need to prioritize it. You need to be consistent with it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Make sure that everybody uses social media, but very few make money from it and drive leads from it. So you may be able to do it, but it doesn't mean you're going to get results. You need to understand it. The 4th thing is about asking your clients for a review at every stage of your process. The 5th thing is about focusing on the areas that bring in the money, your superpowers, because then you will feel more inspired. Then you will feel better. Then you're able to, number 6, feel more positive, which is going to make it easier for you to convert, have better conversations, use better language, which is going to bring you, number 7, more confidence. And all of those 7, all of those 6 lead to a better number 7. So which is the one I would ask you to think about now and comment in and let me know, tag me on social media channels, which of those 7 is the one that you need to work on the most. Think about number 2 and think about number 5. Prioritize and focus. So where do you need to focus the most? Because focus goes where energy flows. So focus on what you need to and then put energy into it in order to be able to keep moving forward.